Going live. Yep, you are live. What's up, Dominators? We're here again. It's day 3, going live. Can't wait for you guys to jump in and tune in. We have been so excited about just who's tuned in live and for the replays for the last 2 days. It is just so ultra exciting. We've been sharing stuff that has impacted our lives heavily and significantly for the last 10, 12, almost 15 years, probably at the earliest. And it's been a journey and a process. And it has just been so great to be able to put all this together and share it with you. And we hope that days 1 and 2 have had and will have as much of an impact on you as it has on us. And so we're going to go live and hit the ground running at 11, which is less than a minute away. And as you're jumping on, guys, we're just so glad that you're tuning in. If you are joining us live, give us a hashtag live. And man, we're just blown away.
Who here is a fan of the game Risk or Monopoly or Stratego or Battleship or Settlers of Catan? So that screenshot you see, the thumbnail for this live is from Risk. So that's kind of like what I picked that because it's kind of like what we do or how I imagine what we're doing with mass page sites and affiliate marketing and SEO and stuff. We're just dominating and saturating the search engines just like you would with playing a game like Risk or Monopoly, where you're just taking over all these properties and just controlling the world basically, but controlling this and directing this traffic that's out there.
Yep, that's right. And that's what today's all about. Day 3, we've already done mindset, foundational mindset, as well as success and abundance mindset. And that means we get to dive in to more of the meat and potatoes, if you will. However, the only reason I don't like saying that is because mindset really is a lot of the meat and potatoes too. It may not be the actual strategy, but it's the jet fuel that will make any strategy work. But we get to dive into the nitty gritty, the strategy, the process, the stuff today. Domination Strategy, which you're going to see, that's not just a catchy name. That's actually a very accurate word for what we're going to be doing. And it's 11 o'clock now, almost 11:01. So guys, we're going to jump in. If you've just jumped in, give us that hashtag live, that you're here with us live. And of course, welcome to everyone that's catching the replay as well. Give us a hashtag replay when you come on and start watching. We absolutely love that. And we've been blown away the last couple days. And so let's just ride that wave here on day 3. I'm ready. Greg, are you ready?
Yeah, is my sound okay?
Yep, you sound great.
Right,
and
cool.
Same for me. We all good? Okay, guys, we're going to hit the ground running. We've got a lot to say, and we're going to say it. The first thing that we want to talk about in Domination Strategy, just the whole idea here that SEOAD was born out of, and of course, SEOAD Elite as well. It begins with, we just want to talk about our litmus test, our rule of thumb, our checklist, and that for what we're looking for in any strategy or anything that we're going to incorporate into our life and our business. And so it's the 3 S's. And Greg mentioned this years ago, and it has been something that we measure pretty much or virtually everything against. And we're going to jump right into that. Our tests when we're approaching something new or someone's talking about what they're doing online, their strategy, how they're making money, it's got to meet all 3 of these S's. Number 1, it must be simple. It has to be simple. Greg has said this before, and I love it. He says, if I can't explain it to my mom, I'm not interested. If I can't go and grab lunch or a cup of coffee with a high school buddy and really explain the strategy, the thing that I'm doing to them, then I'm not interested. And Greg has just really cool illustration.
Yeah, because if you haven't experienced this yet, if you start to, experience some success and you share that on Facebook or whatever, or your family, friends notice that you're driving nicer cars or wearing nicer clothes, or they notice you have more money, they're going to be asking you, what are you doing? And if you can't explain it in a simple way, because they don't, it may have taken you several years or 10 years to become an expert, but if you can't give them like a simple recipe that they can implement, then you can't really help anybody, which that's kind of sad and frustrating. I'm sure you want to help your family members or certain ones and certain friends. And if you have something that is working, but you just can't communicate that in a simple way, and it's not duplicatable, then you can't help anybody else. It just works for you. And that's a really frustrating feeling to, if you want to help those people and stuff and not being able to. And that's why we like to, whatever we're doing, we like to be able to boil it down to kind of its essence and be able to implement it and also explain it in a simple way.
That's right. That's right. I think that's just crucial. I mentioned Einstein's levels of intelligence in one of the previous calls. There was just smart, and then smarter, and then brilliant, and then genius. But above all that, Einstein himself considered simple to be the highest form of intelligence. And something can be complex in its parts, but there's a difference in complex and complicated. And so no matter how complex something is, it ultimately boils down to, it's got to be a simple process that turns all of the cogs that outputs the final result. And so first of all, if something's not simple, if it's just too complicated, we know that there's just ways to make money that are so much more simple than that. We're not interested. We're out. The second thing is scalable. The second S. It's got to be scalable. We don't want to learn how to do something that we can't grow and scale. If it requires direct time input to produce a result, we're not interested. If 40 hours a week would produce 5K a month, and it would take 80 hours a week to make that produce 10K a month, but then if you start scaling back your time, the result's going to drop down just commensurately with the time input, then you don't really have a business. You just have a job. You're just trading time for money, which is what you do at a job. It's got to be scalable. It's got to be something that 40 hours a week of input produces a larger and larger and larger and larger and larger result as time goes by. It's got to be something that maybe at first you get to where it's producing 1K, but the same input will grow to produce 5K, 10K, 20K. No extra time input, the same time, but a bigger result. That is what being scalable, scalability is. Greg has an excellent thing. He says, if your strategy has a ceiling, if you find something that can make you $100 a day online at first when you're new, that's really exciting. You get really excited about that. I make $100 a day online, 3 extra K a month. That's awesome. But if that's all it can do, if there's a ceiling, you actually hit a brick wall and you get stuck pretty quickly if you can't scale beyond that. And so again, our second S, the second thing that every strategy that we're going to be interested in has got to be is scalable. Greg, did I miss anything there? Is there anything you want to add about scalability?
Yeah. We don't like things with limits, because I don't know if those of you that are watching this live or on the replay, I've been in this game for a very long time. Some of you may as well. And there are certain little opportunities and things that I've come across over the years where that may be an opportunity for me to make a couple bucks a day, whether it's like these little paid to click ads or sites or whatever. But you can, at max, like all you can make is a couple dollars a day, and you can't control like you can't control whether or not you get more or less things to click. It's just whatever shows up in your account. And that's frustrating, because if you've got lots of time but you run out of like things to click, you can't earn. There's just a threshold to how much you can earn. That's a really frustrating feeling. And for those of you that maybe haven't made any money or that much money consistently, I promise you, when you get to that first milestone, whether it's $10 a day or $100 a day, that little new feeling that you get, happy feeling of reaching that, is going to wear off real quick. And that becomes, this becomes the new norm for you. And I promise you, once you hit that, you're going to want to make more. It's going to get really boring over a little, some time, and you're never going to be satisfied. So that's just like milestone one. Then once you get to $100 a day, if you make that consistently, you're going like, man, this is really boring. I need to make more to continue having this feeling and stuff. I need to get to $1,000 a day and stuff. So, if there's any kind of ceiling, it's not cool over the long term. You don't want any limits to how much you can earn, because it kind of creates that same situation at a job. You have to go and beg for a raise. You have no control. Both me and Tyler's parents, one of them worked at Mississippi State. So I remember this every couple of years, my mom would say, yay, I got, the 4.5% raise or whatever. And I'm sure Tyler's dad, had similar conversations and stuff. They would expect for that, bump in their salary to come along every year, but they didn't control that. Some years they didn't get it, and that's not cool to like not have that control over your income and stuff. So yeah, we definitely don't want any kind of threshold or thing limiting us on how much we can earn.
Yep, absolutely, guys. If there's a ceiling, if there's a threshold, if ultimately it leads to a side of a mountain that's unscalable, we're not interested. And I just can't stress that enough. And the last S, the third S, is sustainable. We're not interested in shooting stars, guys. We're not interested in fireworks that light up really bright and zoom and make all kind of noise and crack and are beautiful. And 10 seconds later, the sky is just as dark as it was 10 seconds before. We're just not interested in something that doesn't have longevity to it. And so we're not looking for shooting star strategies. We're not looking for here today and gone tomorrow strategies. Greg, you had kind of a story here, man, and I'm gonna let you jump right in with that.
Yeah, again, like I've been in this game for a while. I'm sure many of y'all have been in biz ops or MLMs or network marketing opportunities, which seemed all cool and fun and stuff. It was a fun, interesting new product or whatever. And like for reasons that you had no control over, maybe got shut down by the SEC or FTC or whatever. And you work really hard on that thing. And every couple of years, it just seemed like you had to start over. And that's a really frustrating feeling. And so what I figured out with, affiliate marketing and SEO and like my particular angle, and met a couple of people that taught me the fundamentals of SEO, not just all the like surface level stuff that you learn in other courses, but I have a pretty strong understanding of the fundamentals. It hasn't really changed that much. And you're going to learn that in this new program, of just the fundamentals of what makes the kind of icing level strategies work, and why it's sustainable. Those things, those like slow, steady, stable, consistent investments, those are very, very sexy to me. And I think to Tyler at this point in our life, and we're only mid-30s, but I don't like a lot of volatility. And I'm sure Tyler and his wife can agree. It's not, this financial roller coaster, not very cool. It's much cooler if it's either stable or, gradually increasing, but you don't want super high highs. Those exciting, but if you got super low lows, not very cool. I don't want to be riding this roller coaster, for the next, for over and over again. I've done that for the last decade. It's not fun.
Nope, that's right. Exactly. We're not into shooting stars. We're not into roller coasters here, guys. We're not looking for here today, gone tomorrow. We're building a business. We're not gambling in Vegas. I'll say that again. We're building a business. We're not gambling in Vegas. We're not just hoping that this dice roll has a nice big high that will get us through the next 4 months while we scramble for the next big dice roll. We're interested.
Another way to put it, it's like, the people that win the money consistently playing poker and stuff, they're not gambling. They're taking calculated risks. So that's what we're doing.
That's what we're doing.
We come in with a plan.
We come in with a plan, and we know our strategies, we know our numbers, we know our products and offers, we know our blueprint. So yeah, something that we're looking under sustainability. We're also interested in that as something that works for any product or for many products. It's got to have a lot of width and a very broad application and potential, and have longevity. Because if it's a narrow strategy or if it's a short strategy, it's a dice roll, guys. It's not sustainable. It's not something you can build a business and a family and a lifestyle around. And maybe if some of you guys are a little bit younger, as you move forward in life and start a family, long-term relationship, get married, have kids, maybe that becomes a little more important. I think when we were younger, we could try a bunch of things, and we had a lot of hope, and we saw things that looked like they were going to be a shooting star and just didn't pan out. But as we get older, we're just looking for things that work.
And we were kind of naive. Like what a lot of people are in biz ops and stuff. And so we didn't even know that it wasn't gonna work out. We just assumed, hey, this is a new opportunity. Like, we put all our faith and trust and hope in this business or this new product, and oh, it's a business, they'll be around forever. No, there's a lot of factors beyond your control, these other biz ops and stuff. And so we kind of remove a little bit of that kind of liability or whatever from us, and risk from the affiliate side, because we aren't the company. We can quickly pivot if those changes happen. We can just redirect our traffic to another offer. We don't lose.
Yep. Remember that, guys, because we're going to talk about some really important things like that. There is no fourth S. Unfortunately, sexy is not one of the S's, but I'll be honest, it really is sexy to me. You know what's sexy? It's just something that freaking works, and works for the long haul, and produces money. And so we joke about how marketers are trying to just make all kinds of claims to get you to buy things. But you know what? This litmus test, this will serve you well, guys. If you'll just take these 3 S's and you'll weigh against them all the products. And when I say products, I don't mean affiliate products. I really mean training and coaching programs and things like that. When people are making promises, if you'll weigh their strategy against these 3 S's, it will serve you well. So moving on, lost my place in my notes here, and I'll go down rabbit holes if I don't have it. Guys, we are interested in passive income, not active income. We're not interested in 40 hours a week equals $10K a month, but 30 hours a week pulls that down to 7,500, and 50 hours a week brings that up to 12,500. And if we take the week off, we don't make anything. We're separating time and money and putting our hands to building an income stream. And then the next week, another income stream, and the next week, another income stream, and seeing that scalability grow across those income streams.
That's the difference between what we do and what other people are doing. They may be making more gross sales or active money on the front end, but they have to keep making new sales every single month. With this passive, strategy, we put some active effort into it to build these sites, and then they go out there and do their thing and are earning money, and then we can build new sites, and that just adds to the existing passive assets that we have out there. So it's a compounding effect. We don't have to go re-earn the same money every single month. It's adding to our pile of gold or whatever we're accruing. Is just compounding, and it's even compounding even more if some of the products and services you're promoting are pay residual, recurring commissions.
Yep, that's right. And we're gonna we got some good stuff to say about that. So guys, we don't want our money to be directly connected to our time. We want our time and our money to be separate, so that when we're traveling, we're still making money. When we're having fun, we're still making money. When we're sleeping, we're still making money. Remember Warren Buffett yesterday? If you don't learn how to make money while you sleep, you'll work until you die. Even in a career job, your 401k or your Roth IRA is a long-term contribution and growth plan to start producing a livable monthly income off the profits from it when you're no longer working. That's all anyone in this world is working towards to retire is passive income. It's just passive income. Super important. We're not trading our time for a certain rate of money. We're building income streams. This is our bullseye. When all three of these boxes are checked, we've found something that hits our defined bullseye, and we're interested. So, Greg, do you have anything else to add to that before we move into the domination strategy?
No, does that make sense to everyone in the comments? Let us know in the comments below if that makes sense, if that resonates, if that kind of, kind of thinking back of some of the opportunities that you guys have been involved in, did it meet these criteria, or was it the opposite of that? And
True.
Do you think that may have had a significant reason why that thing didn't work out? And maybe it's not something you took into consideration when you joined that opportunity, but
I could blow up the comments on this by myself with how many things we've tried since we were like 18, 20 years old to now.
Yeah, and kind of a flaw that I think a lot of people get suckered into with biz ops. I see this, I used to kind of be a victim of this, but I see it time and time again. Those opportunities and those MLMs and stuff, they lure people in and they convince people that the opportunity is going to change their life. The opportunity is going to, make them rich. There's nothing magical about, what do you say, the moringa plant or whatever, some kind of magical juice that they found in the jungle. All of a sudden, after thousands of years on Earth, they just discovered a new berry or something, and they made this $700 juice, that they're selling MLM. There's nothing magical about these products that they peddle. It's the people that are consistently doing well in those MLMs and opportunities. They've learned a skill. They've learned to market. They've learned to sell. They've learned to build teams. They've built a list, an audience, and they carry that team from opportunity to opportunity. It's always the same people that are at the top leaderboards of those opportunities for that reason. There's nothing magical about the opportunity. That's where people get it wrong. They put their faith and hope in the opportunity or that product, and they don't learn a skill. We're focusing on the fundamentals, learning the skill, which can be applied to promote any product.
That's right. That's right. And that's where you want to be, guys. We're going to explain a whole lot more about that, but just that positioning is where you want to be. So we're going to jump right into domination strategy. And that's not just a catchy name. That's a very descriptive word of what we're doing on both sides of the coin with this strategy. Guys, I'm going to start at the very bottom and I'm going to shoot up quickly so that those of you who are new and those of you who are experienced will both just get a lot of this. Some of you are new. Some of you have dabbled. Some of you are doing it. Some of you have earned your money back and left a testimonial. Some of you have quit your job and you're crushing it. I want to share stuff to help everyone today.
By the end of this strategy, by the end of this session, we're going to take you from dabbling to dominating.
Come on, from dabbling to dominating. That's what we should have called today. We missed it. It went over our head. We missed it, guys. We're sorry. We'll try again tomorrow. Goodbye. Just kidding. Here we go. So we're going to combine two things: the what and the how in this domination strategy. The what is affiliate marketing. And probably everybody on this call is familiar with affiliate marketing. But like I said, I'm going to start at the ground and go up. So, of course, the basic definition of affiliate marketing is this. It's selling someone else's product and getting paid for it. It's that simple. Affiliate marketing is one of the most simple concepts on earth. Sell somebody else's product, get paid for it. That's called a commission. And the obvious benefits of it are this. You don't need a business yourself, not in sense of a brand, a customer base, a warehouse, a workforce, a manufacturing cycle, shipping infrastructure, customer support, warranties, and all of that headache. But in the domination strategy, affiliate marketing, now let's go up to the first and second floor of this thing, is an affiliate marketer. And in affiliate marketing, you can sell all of the products that are out there. New products are not competitors, they're opportunities. So let that sit in. I'm going to say it one more time, and then I'm going to illustrate it, and I'm going to say it several more times. New products are not competition or competitors. They're opportunities. 2 scenarios. Scenario number 1, when you own a mattress brand, a software, a product or service that you're selling, you've got to convince everybody out there. You've got to get in front of their eyeballs and then convince them to buy your product and why they shouldn't buy someone else's product. Everyone else in your market or niche is competition. Scenario number 2, when you're an affiliate marketer, when you're an affiliate of products, you can promote all of them, all the brands, all the mattresses, all the products and services. You don't have to convince people of anything. You just tell them why the product they're looking for is awesome. You tell them all about it. And now all the other mattress brands, all the other softwares that would compete with yours, all the other products and services that would compete with yours are an opportunity, not competition. That is an extremely powerful concept. In fact, let us know in the comments if that's kind of a light bulb thing for you right now. But hold on to that. That is extremely powerful. Greg said just before this call, he said, it's like a buffet. You can put a little bit of everything on your plate. You don't only grow potatoes, and you got to tell everybody why all the potato products that a potato can make are the best thing on earth, and you need to buy my potatoes. And if they want green beans, you lose business to someone else. You can have all of it. I think that still blows my mind. That still blows my mind. That still makes me have an aha moment and a light bulb moment that I want as many products out there that to be created. I want new products to pop up on marketplaces. I don't think, this is similar to what I'm selling. I don't know if this is going to like cut me down. I'm going to say, I'm going to make a site for that. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. Guys, that should lift 1,000 pounds off of your shoulders when it comes to yesterday, scarcity, the myth of scarcity, the myth of competition. This makes more products and more competition a more abundant opportunity for you. I'm getting excited. Remember that myth of competition yesterday? Every new product, every new keyword, they're your friend, not your enemy. If you have a shoe shop, you just, that's a cool shoe. I'm going to sell it too. People are going to buy it. But if you're Nike, every new shoe is trying to cut in to your slice of the market. Big difference. I'd actually rather be the guy selling all the shoes and not Nike or Adidas.
Yep.
I built a business off of being the guy that sells all of those things and not just selling a product of my own.
Yeah, because that way it helps with what I'm, my weaknesses anyway. I don't feel like I'm the greatest at selling and positioning anyway. And this way, you don't have to convince anybody of anything. You can just reinforce their, which we'll get into this in a minute. You can just reinforce their pre-existing beliefs. If they come into the store and they are already big fans of Nike for some reason, you don't have to convince them to buy Reebok. You're like, well, here, cool. You like the Nikes. This is our selection of Nike shoes. And this is actually you can just kind of build on their existing likes and interests and say, like, this one's my favorite one. You came in for this one, but this one's a new model that just came in, and it's the brand you like. And, you don't have to change their mind and stuff, which we're going to get into a little bit of that in a minute.
We sure are. Greg came up with this. This is all Greg here. The heartbeat of domination strategy is something that Greg coined. Sorry, guys. I'm making a banner for it because I didn't realize I didn't make it. Greg, this is all Greg right here. Zero resistance marketing. Zero resistance marketing. Greg, I'm just going to let you take the floor on that, man. I love it.
Yeah, and you can kind of circle back with, I like your examples and stuff too. But I just came up with this idea. Sometimes it's nice to have a word to describe what it is you're doing. Because a lot of times we do certain things and we don't have a name to call it. And so I created this, coined this phrase, zero resistance marketing, to kind of accommodate my approach to selling products in a way that allowed me to sell them effectively without having to be good at selling. And it's really just as simple as directing the very targeted, in a lot of cases, branded keywords to the brand. It's very simple. And kind of an example of this, or an example of this, or where I saw this recently, or a couple of years ago in the affiliate, the our world, and in the Make Money Online world, when ClickFunnels came out initially, they were a nobody. They were the new kids on the block, so they didn't have, they kind of piggyback off some brands, and two brands they picked on were Lead Pages and Infusionsoft. And so that's one way to get started, promoting and getting exposure for something new. But now that ClickFunnels has a lot more exposure and a lot more long tail keywords that we can kind of pull from our keyword tools, it's way easier. And I've kind of piggybacking off of what I just mentioned, it's way easier to sell somebody, ClickFunnels, that searching for ClickFunnels terms, and just congratulate them and confirm their pre-existing beliefs, and say, like, this is a great product, and here's 3 reasons why, as opposed to I saw a lot of reviews kind of, it didn't say this directly, but it was almost like the reviews were kind of saying this because they really wanted to sell ClickFunnels. It was almost like, hey, you're considering Lead Pages. You're so stupid. Lead Pages is a dumb tool. This is why you should totally switch to ClickFunnels. And the truth is, like, while those tools are related, they're not the same. They don't do the same things. There's different reasons why you would choose one or the other. So it's not of like apples to apples things. They're similar, but they're 2 completely different tools. So I thought that was a kind of very ineffective way to move people to switching, because maybe ClickFunnels wasn't the solution for them. The affiliate just really wanted to make that commission. So in my results and experience, and what I noticed when I first started implementing kind of version 1.0 of this strategy, of just the first version of this was doing tag stuffing with long tail keywords as tags, stuffing a lot of tags and WordPress posts, and using that to grab the traffic. And when they came there, I would use the back button redirect. And initially, I was promoting the offer across the whole site that I wanted to push them towards, which at the time it was ClickFunnels. And I made a couple sales, but I made one little tweak, had a little aha moment, and it was kind of the beginning of this zero resistance marketing. And I said, hey, instead of sending everybody that came to my site up to ClickFunnels, which is the one I wanted to make commissions for, what if, I had these posts about other products like Spin Rewriter or Lead Pages. What if when they hit the back button, I took them to Spin Rewriter or Lead Pages, and I made that one little tweak, and that was what initially took my income from a couple thousand to way past 5 figures in just a couple of months. Just that one little tweak, real simple, very logical, thought process there of like, hey, they came here for this product. When they hit the back button, we just take them to the sales page of that product, and a portion of those people buy. It's a very simple concept, and it kind of fits in my personality. And those of you on the call that are watching in the replay, if that kind of resonates with you, if you feel like you're not that great at selling and you don't really, it's not that you can't go out there and buy the books or buy the courses. I've got a lot of books and courses that I've gone through. I just don't really have a desire to get much better at it. But and then this one concept and process here of zero resistance marketing, and it allows you to be effective at selling without having to get really good at it, because you don't have to have the greatest sales message if you literally just give people and deliver what they want. There's this famous story of Gary Halbert, has a story that he says, and kind of analogy of selling hot dogs. If you're selling hot dogs, if you want to sell a bunch of hot dogs, you don't have to necessarily have the greatest sales message or even the best hot dogs. We see it all the time of like not kind of inferior products, but all you need is a starving crowd. Like if you got hungry folks and you got some food,
they'll eat it.
Assuming they got money and it's not like, Rolls Royce hot dogs or whatever, and they can afford, they've got the money to pay for it, and they're hungry. Assuming it's not like against their religion or whatever, or they're not vegan or something, like you're going to sell a lot of hot dogs because you got a starving crowd. So if you get that message to market or whatever, product to traffic dialed in perfectly, you don't have to do a lot of selling and convincing. If Tyler likes barbecue and he's hungry and he's got money and I've got barbecue, it does, like, maybe it's the only one. Maybe you're traveling across the country and you're in the middle of nowhere and you stop at this place. You don't know if the food's good or bad, but you're going to try it because you're hungry. You like barbecue. You hope this is good. But I mean, even if it sucks, you're not going to go up there and like ask for a refund or whatever. It's just like, well, we're not going to stop here again. But, but they got your money, and they sold you on that because you like barbecue, you're hungry, you got money. That's really, it all boils down to that. So it's just a numbers game, basically. And anyway, so that's zero resistance marketing. And there's a lot of other examples that Tyler's going to here, but there's so many examples of this, and you probably see it every day where people, they just come on the scene and they don't have the best product, but it's exactly what a certain demographic of people are looking for. So they sell a lot of it.
Yep. That's it, guys. I think about people in MLM, you're trying to sell the demand, which takes a lot of work, and then sell the solution. In zero resistance marketing, you just sell the solution. You don't have to sell the demand. You just get in front of the demand and sell. You get in front of a line of people with money in their pocket who want a hot dog with a hot dog, and you get in front of them with a hot dog stand. It's that simple. You just literally give people what they're asking for. You're not trying to change their mind. Take essential oils. If you sell essential oils, somebody else uses other essential oils, you've got to go up against everything they believe to convince them that the ones they're using are bad, so they need to use the ones they're using. That's a lot of resistance. And then even if they don't use essential oils, you've still got to convince them that they need to incorporate these into their life and use them.
Yeah.
But if you just get in front of people who are lined up, who are like, man, I want to use some good essential oils, here you go.
Yeah, I want to list a couple of examples that you guys are familiar with. You've probably seen this a lot of, just certain brand names. Some people are just married to a brand name from, they've been advertised to all the way back when they were kids. They just love that brand name and they're not going to switch. Sports teams, I'm not going to convince you if I like the Atlanta Braves and you like whatever, some other sports team of Chicago White Sox, and that's just your team. I'm not going to convince you probably to change to my team or whatever, just because I like it, and I think it's better. Religion's the same thing. It's way more effective to sell somebody something that reinforces their beliefs. Like, if you're Christian, when me and Tyler were kind of in grade school, WWJD bracelets, super popular. And even I didn't notice, and Tyler probably noticed this, even the people that we didn't consider like Christian or whatever, go to church regularly, they had them too, just because it was popular. So they wanted to fit in. But it's way easier to sell something to someone that confirms their pre-existing beliefs than trying to change their opinion to a new idea. It's way harder to convince somebody of something new. It usually takes multiple impressions, sometimes even months or years, to change somebody's mind. But, and you can do that. Maybe you can do that with the money that you earn from just selling what they want directly. If you want people to eat healthier and you, just are driven to change people's attitudes towards that. Well, there's a lot of people that already just buy unhealthy stuff. So it might be better strategy to make a lot of money just selling the stuff that they already are comfortable buying, and then take the profits from that and roll it into maybe starting a healthy campaign.
Brand.
It's going to be real slow trying to, start a nonprofit and beg people to donate to your cause, to change people's beliefs and stuff. So it's easier to do that if you got a lot of money and stuff, and it's easier to get a lot of money if you just sell them what they already believe.
What they already want. I love it. Guys, zero resistance marketing is very simple. Just grease the slide. Quit swimming upstream against the current and wearing yourself out with a low success rate. In fact, don't even just go down the slide normally. Grease that bad boy up and go. That's all you got to do. And if you need a mental picture for that, if you've never watched National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, where Clark Griswold takes a trash can lid, greases it with their absolutely no friction formula, and shoots down the snow on it at 100 miles an hour, watch that movie this year for Christmas. It's a lot of fun. But if someone wants a Snickers, sell them a Snickers. Don't try to sell them celery. Hey, you want Snickers? Snickers are awesome. Here's a Snickers. Oh, you want celery? Here's celery. You're so healthy. Celery's so good for you. You're such a great person. Just give them what they want. And that's a big part of domination strategy. You know, so many sales pages, they're trying to address your concerns, tell you why they're right and everyone else is wrong, and that convince you that their product is better. This takes a lot of work and it has a lower success rate. It's a harder sell. If they want Twinkies, give them Twinkies. If you've got a bunch of Twinkies, then you just sell them like hotcakes. It's that simple. Grease the slide and reduce the friction. Reinforce their pre-existing beliefs. Don't try to convert them. Just reinforce what they already believe. Greg already talked about several scenarios where it's harder to argue than just disagree. Choose their side. Agree with them. It reduces the tension. If your family loves Honda, don't try to sell them a Toyota. Just get the new Honda. It's that simple. Guys, we're going to keep moving. We're already at the 40-minute mark. And as you know, our goal every day is to keep this to an hour. So the what is affiliate marketing? And we've talked about a powerful component of that, zero resistance marketing. So the other half of domination strategy is SEO, and particularly mass SEO, long tail keywords. We're going to talk all about that stuff. I love this analogy. I got to speak at an event the week before the lockdowns this year in March, and I got to talk all about all this stuff. But this was an analogy that I came up with. It's like being a door-to-door salesman, except the complete opposite. You wake up and you've got a house full of product, and all day long people come to your house and knock on your door who are interested in exactly what you're selling. You give them 5 minutes of explanation and they're like, yeah, I want to buy this, sell it to me. And then they leave. And then the next person knocks on your door and does the same thing. If door-to-door sales worked that way, everyone on God's green earth would be doing it, period. But that's literally what this is. This is not me going and selling you. This is you coming to me and selling yourself. You're already searching for it.
And that's what SEO is. It's intent-based kind of marketing, as opposed to a lot of the paid traffic platforms, which is interruption marketing. Like, you don't go on Facebook with the intent to buy anything. You go in there to communicate and hang out with your friends, and then you get interrupted with these ads. But with SEO, why it's even more powerful than a lot of these other marketing methods is they're searching for you. They're trying to find solutions to their problems, and you can just direct them to the solution for that specific problem. You're not trying to interrupt their day and say, hey, like, this new product came out, this is why you should consider it. They're saying, like, I've got a wart. It's really painful and it's frustrating, and I want it to go away today. And you can say, there's this whatever magical wart cream or whatever, and direct them to that solution.
Yep. You don't need to give them the history of warts. You don't need to give them any more information about warts, and you don't need to give them the solution to anything but warts. Hey, here you go. You're asking for this. I've got it. You click this link, you buy it, you get it, you use it, it works. What else do you need? Intent-based marketing. It's so simple, guys. It really is. But I don't know about you. Please help me out here. Even though I've been doing this for 3.5 years, like full time, and started doing it before that, just talking about these just foundational basic ideas, it gets me reignited and re-excited about it. So let us know if it's doing the same for you in the comments. Just like, man, this makes so much sense. Why would you try to convert everyone on earth instead of selling what you want? Guys, this is just such powerful light bulb moments in our businesses that have just had such an impact. So mass SEO, long tail keywords. If you've been in the course for any time, it's all about long tail keywords. Greg said this other day, just the fact that we have the ability to grab large lists of long tail keywords is a big edge in our world today. And yet so many people aren't leveraging it. They're still using tactics that don't take this into account. You can go on a good, decent keyword research tool. You can see the questions that people are asking about everything on earth. It's amazing. It's powerful, and it's at your fingertips. A keyboard and a screen is all, and an internet connection. You can see what people want. It's unbelievable to me. When you combine long tail keywords with mass page sites, that's where the magic happens, guys. It's not feasible to necessarily to have an authority site where you can have a unique post for all 20,000 keywords for hundreds of products. You know, if you were to do that, it would just take for absolute ever. You would be an authority in the end, and you would make a lot of money in the end, but there's a lot better way to approach that than that. Gosh, we have so many notes, guys.
Yeah, that's the disadvantage of these big brands. You know, obviously they want to rank for all the long tail keywords related to their brands, but they're only, I mean, most of them don't have big teams to be the content experts to write unique blog posts for all the long tail keywords. And so their only option really and only hope is to bid on those through PPC and pay-per-click and Google and Bing and stuff, and hope that they get the traffic that way. That's why there's such an insane edge for us as affiliate marketers that know this stuff, because we're their only hope. We're literally their only hope. And in most cases, since most people don't know what the heck we're doing and teaching, it just never gets done. And so they never get that traffic. And if we don't help them, which they love us for it because they're not going to do it for themselves, it just doesn't get done. That money just doesn't get made that could have gotten made. And so we're, you know, it's low hanging fruit for us, and it just makes them happy because we're like their little unpaid ambassadors, you know, until those sales are made. So we're kind of free labor for them. That they usually don't. They have small teams. They don't have staff to hire and stuff. And even if they did, they're not experts at this stuff. They don't know how to do it.
That's so true. That's so true. That's so true. They know how to do email. They know how to do PPC, but just dominating the keywords that people are searching for in Google, they're just not doing it, guys. They're just not doing it. So I want to talk about something here that's really powerful. So you have your site and you have the offer. And this was actually brought up in the group yesterday. Just for, I mean, I know we're just going live in the SEOAD group, but I'm not going to say his name just for in case. But you'll obviously see that he asked a question. He just said, "Hey, the product moved off a share sale, and I don't know what to do." And I just was like, "Hey, your site," he was like, "and the site's getting traffic." It's like, send them to a similar offer. You've got traffic, just send them where they need to go. It's that simple, guys. You've got traffic and you've got the offer. And if either one of those changes, it's not a big deal. I'm just going to stick to my notes here. If either changes, you still have the other. There was a post in the group about this. You know, if you've got a site and you're getting the same amount of traffic that you've been getting for a few months, but you're getting less sales, then you know that the product's kind of going downhill. And then the opposite's true. If your site is getting less traffic, but you're still making sales, you know that the offer is doing really well, and you can just build another site to target that same offer on another site. I mean, you've got all of that. And here's the thing. If an affiliate program just pulls the rug out from under you, you're like, okay, you're not heartbroken. Like, oh, we're closing our affiliate program. We're reducing our commission. Guess what? You've still got the traffic. Just send it to another offer. And if a site starts to just trail down in traffic, mass page sites sometimes kind of run their course, but the offer is still doing well, or if it's a recurring offer, you've still got the income stream, and you can still target that offer with other things. You've got metrics. You know something's working, and you know you can use basic common sense to figure out what it is. You've got so much at your disposal to keep making money. It's so unbelievably powerful.
Basically, you know, you have control. You have the control. Whereas with these other biz ops and stuff, your hands are tied. You don't have any control, and they convince you that you're self-employed or whatever, or you have your own business. So that's not the case at all. You're at the complete mercy of that company. And assuming that, hoping that they don't change the compensation plan once you reach the top tier or whatever. They could change everything in a day and be like, well, you worked really hard and you filled up all your matrix and stuff, and now we're changing everything.
Yeah, that's right. Greg says it like this: be the grocery store. When you're a really niche thing in the grocery industry is like hot sauce. And like, if you want to have all these awesome hot sauces and build that brand and hope that stores sell it, that's awesome, and you hope that no other competition doesn't come along and push out. But if you're the grocery store, you just sell products. And if one product's not selling as well or goes out of business, you just replace it with the other. You're just the grocery store. You just stock everything that people want and just let them come in and grab it off the shelves. It's really that simple, guys. And I know all of this stuff has just transformed our lives so much. This strategy works so well, and we're just kind of hitting it from all angles and just taking the same core idea. And if you think of it this way, and if you think of it this way, but guys, it's so powerful. And that's why we call it the domination strategy, because you can dominate all of the products and you can dominate all of the keywords, and now you've got traffic and offers. And even if one of those changes, you've still got the other. If the traffic goes down, but the offer's good, you send more traffic to it from another site or multiple sites. If the traffic's good, but the product's starting to fall, you just switch it to a better product that's working better. You have infinite possibilities at all times.
Yeah, and you can do all that. Basically, you can do all that minus all the hard, expensive technical stuff that every other SEO course tells you have to have. So that stuff never really worked too well for me. So I had to strip out I liked SEO. I just had to strip out all the stuff that I hated and didn't work for me. So, a lot of the expensive parts of SEO are backlinks and content. You don't really need backlinks with, this strategy, because we're using expired domains, which already have authority and backlinks pointed to them. With the content, we're using software to auto-generate content, so we're not having to come up with it. That takes time, and just to become an expert and just time to sit down and write it. It takes money to outsource it if you want to go that route. And also, you don't need to be good at sales. If you want to get better at that, there's some things you can do to potentially increase conversions and stuff. But there's methods that you'll learn in this new program that you don't have to be good at all those things, because I'm not good at those things. So I've just stripped out all those things. So if you're an introvert, if you don't have a lot of money to start with, to invest in content and backlinks and all that stuff, and plus it's just like this technical barrier too there, and you're not that good at selling, and you don't want to become a copywriter or get better at selling and stuff, you don't have to be, because I'm not good at any of those things, and I'm able to get the results that other people are getting without those things that other courses and experts tell you. You have to have this, you have to have this, you have to have this. Well, I've found a way to strip out all those things that suck, that I think that suck, and then that stop most just regular folks from succeeding, because most people don't want to be an SEO expert. I don't really even want to be or think of myself in that way. I feel like I'm kind of like the bridge between the super nerds and the regular people. I'm kind of like 1 foot over here, 1 foot over here, so I can kind of translate what the super nerds are doing and saying to the normal people, that they just want the money, they want the end result, but they don't want to spend their whole life being a little hermit, and trying to become a master at all that stuff. None of that stuff is necessary. You just got to understand a couple of these main concepts and stuff, and like the recipe is pretty simple, but all this stuff that we're saying is just to kind of help you understand it all, because it really is this simple, and nobody else explained it to me in these simple terms. They were trying to explain it to me like technically, and I was like, it's just not sticking. It's not making sense. Like I used to have a business calculus teacher who was not very good, and she tried to explain the problems from the book by using the same problem from the book, but switching out the numbers. And I was like, you don't understand. Like, I don't understand the problem. But she was so new, and she was not that great of a teacher, so she wasn't good at explaining it simply. She just used the same problem to explain the problem, and it was just not not working for me, or anybody else in the class. Like, just some insight in her. Like, we started out with like 20 people in the class, half of them dropped out, and the ones that were left over, she had to grade every test on a curve because everybody would fail every single test. So that's not the student's fault, it's the teacher's fault. If everybody's failing your test and you've got to pass people just to make you look okay, it's not the student's problems.
Yep. Guys, I'm going to give you one more analogy. Greg shares this, and I just love it. If you're Coca-Cola, some people love Coke. And even if people love Coke, there's only so much Coke they can drink in a day. And some people love Dr. Pepper. Some people love Pepsi. Some people love RC Cola. Some people love the healthier stuff like the carbonated water that tastes like Coke, Ziva or Zija or something with Zevia, whatever it's called. And then there's people that don't even like Coke. They just like juice and other things. You're just capped. But when you can just be the corner store with all that stuff and people just come in and grab whatever they want, everything is opportunity. Every product is opportunity. Every keyword, every question that people are asking every single day online about any and every product are opportunity. Greg is like, you can only drink so much Coke in a day, but people also go buy food, and they also go buy a t-shirt. They also go buy, they also need a new mattress, and they also want these products in their home. Just going after all of it is just so powerful. And so we've said a lot about that. And as we're wrapping up, we could just keep talking about that for another hour. But domination strategy, guys, going after all the products and going after all of the keywords. It's really an absolutely powerful thing. And it's what Greg's taught in SEOAD and man, it's absolutely transformed our lives. Just being fully transparent with you guys, that's all that we've been doing the last 3 or 4 years. We're not over here with other secret stuff under our belt that's just making all this money, and then we say that we're doing it here too. That's all that I've been focused on, is site after site after site for the last 3.5 years. And it's just absolutely, even talking about the base essence of it today, it still gives me those aha moments of like, man, just go find products, go get all the keywords from those products and just connect the dots.
Yeah, you're not putting that burden on you of trying to just stress out by trying to pick the right keyword or the right keywords or whatever, putting all your eggs in that one basket of like product name review. Man, that's what, if there are other SEOs out there, that's what all of them are going after. But there's all these 10,000 other keywords that nobody's touching. That's what we bet on, the whole, market, basically. It's kind of like an index fund. If anybody is familiar with that, with trading and stuff, we bet on the whole freaking economy of that niche or that keyword or whatever. So that's why we win so often, because we're not like trying to say, well, I think that this one keyword is that this magical keyword competition tool is saying gets a lot of searches, is supposedly, getting that amount. And not only that, but those particular searches are going to lead to me making lots of money. In my experience, that's not the case. That hasn't been the case. I've been able to rank for a lot of those very popular keywords, followed by a review on page 1 for many of them. Didn't translate into sales, and I had decent articles, reviews and stuff. At best, I made a trickle of sales, and it was just like, I put all this time and money and effort into this, and like, this is what I get. So I just had to find another way. And that's how I kind of arrived at, the process that I developed. So, and it's just so obvious once you know the pieces, like, whoa, there's all these other keywords out there, and like, they're already kind of pre-vetted because they're farther down the buyer funnel of like awareness and stuff. So they're not trying to learn, like with ClickFunnels, they're not trying to learn what a sales funnel is or what are the options out there. They're literally typing in the name of the brand followed by some other specific words. So they're very like, they just need someone to just give them a little tap, and they probably already got their credit card in hand, and they're about to make a decision. They just want somebody to reinforce that and say, great job. You're making a great decision. Here's 3 reasons why it's the, a great decision. And also, if you buy through my link, I'll give you this awesome bonus.
That's it. That's it, man. Greg, I can't say it better. Go after all the products. Go after all the keywords. Zero resistance marketing. Just give them what they're looking for. Just give them that tap, pat them on the back, give them the highlights. Like Greg said, you're making a great decision, and here's 3 reasons why. Boom, make sales. It's that simple, guys. We just hit an hour, although actually we came on a couple minutes early, so we're just a couple minutes away. And in true fashion, just like the last 2 days, there's just more here. But I don't think we're going to get it. I want to throw out a little bit of value for those of you who are not new but are experienced and you have sites. I want to give you some pointers. I've been coaching a lot of people this year. I want to throw out some pointers for like 2 minutes.
Cool.
Go wide on your products. Get away from this little internet marketing space that everyone wants to stay in. People just want to keep promoting softwares, products, services, themes, funnel builders. People are way too obsessed with orange bars right now. There's a particular affiliate program with orange bars that everybody just loves to see the screenshots of, and I won't tell you who they are, ClickFunnels. And everyone just freaking loves ClickFunnels screenshots. There are a billion products and affiliate programs out there that are not ClickFunnels that they're not even anyone's periphery vision. No one's going after them this way. They're only making sales through people's emailing and putting banners on authority sites. They're not making sales. There's not a mass page site out there for it. The page 1 for the main keywords is weak. The 3rd, 4th, 5th result, low DA, low PA. Go wide on your product selection and just build sites for products that have nothing to do with internet marketing. Just go wider and wider and wider and wider.
Yeah, because the further away you get from this industry or whatever, the less and less and less and less competitive is. And a lot of times the more volume there is, because there's just more people searching for those things. Like ClickFunnels is a very niche thing. It's a very small amount of people on the planet searching for that. And what I found with products outside the make money online space, especially physical products, there's less tendency to refund, because if it's a physical product, you don't have to convince them that the chair that they're buying is not a scam. It's a product. It's a physical product that they can see and touch. Like, when, the chair that Tyler's sitting in, if it, maybe it wouldn't, there's a chance that Tyler may not like it, but there's no, thought in his mind when it came that he was like, I hope they send the chair and instead of like maybe a box of shoes or something, or I hope I don't get scammed. Like,
the box is empty.
Yeah, it's like most people don't. Whereas with digital products, you're especially money making products, you're trying to overcome a lot of this fears around like, I hope these guys aren't going to scam me and stuff, because they don't know what they're getting necessarily. But you don't have a lot of that with the outside of the internet marketing niche, especially in the physical products. The commissions may be smaller, but there are high ticket physical products to promote. So like, there's a lot of like supplements. They're generally higher, and they're subscription a lot of times, and they have very high margins. So they may pay 10, 20, 30%. And while that, we like to have like more, higher commissions ideally, but if there's a lot of demand for that product, like supplements and stuff, then that kind of, it doesn't have to, that's one of the exceptions. If there's a billion people looking to lose weight and stuff, and there's some bodybuilding.com super supplement out there that everybody's just crazy about, then, hey, we're going to step in front of that,
That's right.
That's right.
Guys, we could talk. Guys, every that we've done this week, we could talk for the rest of the day. But I want to throw these points. Man, that's so good, Greg. Just so good. I have nothing to add. That is so perfect. Guys, use multiple sites to go after the same product, because typically Google's only going to put one result on usually page one is not going to be multiple posts from the same site. Google tends to one post from this site, one post from this site, one post from this site. So if you have multiple sites going after the same product and it's low competition, you will be half or most or all of page one. So it doesn't matter what people click on, number 1 or number 7. I want more information. I'm going to keep looking. Okay, but they're all my sites.
Exactly. They all lead to you.
They all lead to you. Guys, utilize old sites. I didn't used to do this, and I never really realized it worked. Just on a site you've had for a while, create more content. Write another article and spend it on those same keywords. You already did the work. The site's built. The short codes are there. The shaker pages are there. Everything's configured. You already did the keyword research. You already wrote an article, became the expert. So just write another article and say the same things in a different way. Start differently, end differently, and spend it on all the same keywords on a site you've already had. Write a technical article. Write an article that appeals to the emotion. Write multiple articles and spend them on the same keywords on the same site. You just never know what will work. Use multiple, build the exact same thing on 2 or 3 expired domains to eliminate that maybe one expired domain just didn't do well. If you just did one expired domain and one article and one set of keywords and you never made money with that product, what if it had just been the domain? What if another article or another article or another article just eventually did much better than the others? And I'm not just saying that in theory. That this works. We've talked to many people who are like, yeah, for some reason, this specific article that I spun, it was the 3rd or 4th one I did on that site several months after the first one, ended up doing a lot better than all the others. So instead of having to even spend more money, which it's really not that much money compared to PPC to buy new domains, breathe life into an old domain, write several articles on the same domain, spend them on the keywords you've already got. Man, that can make a big difference. And the last thing, and this is huge, there's low ticket and high ticket, and there's one time and recurring. Go after as high ticket and as recurring as you can get. If it's low ticket and one time, maybe eventually you'll quit. Even that'll eventually, in your own criteria for products, you'll just be like, if it's not recurring, I don't go for it unless it's high ticket. But if
there's obviously some exceptions, but you'll learn what those are through experience. I would say even between high ticket and recurring, unless it's just a really popular product or you just got the perfect angle for the high ticket, I would start out with recurring type products because it's going to build your confidence, because it's really, Tyler can speak to this. When you're first starting out, you need to kind of like build up your confidence, and the recurring income coming in each month helps reinforce that. Because sometimes these sites take a little bit of effort or time to result in a commission, and in the beginning, as it's starting to compound and get some traction, it may be a couple of weeks between conversions, and that can be a little discouraging. So when you've got recurring payments and each month you get another payment, or maybe it's 2, and then next payment is 3. So you're getting it. Not only are you getting that payment again, but your monthly payout is compounding each month. That can build up a lot of confidence in the beginning. Right? And then once you get enough recurring income coming in, then you can be a little more adventurous, if you want to call it, and go after some of the high tickets, because generally high ticket offers, while they pay out higher commissions, generally they're gonna be kind of few and far between the commissions. So you may only make 1 or 2 sales a month, but when it happens, $1,000, $500 commission is pretty nice. But that's kind of it's hard to be patient like that in the beginning, because you're like, I need money now and stuff. And some of those recurring products can help build up that confidence that this process works, and then you can be a little bit more adventurous once you build up that confidence.
Man, guys, we could talk for a year. We could talk about every single one thing we've talked about today for a week. But thank you guys so much for joining us. Greg, I don't have anything else to add. I mean,
yeah, well, man, Yeah, we got a whole bunch more stuff to talk about, and I think Tyler's going to chime in after all of these sessions are over and kind of add some extra value. Like I said, I was talking to Brad that does the Bing Nomad Brad stuff. I talked to him last night, 5 hours. Those are like normal conversations. So like we just talk an hour here. We can talk a lot about this stuff, and this is kind of what we're going to be leading up to and revealing tomorrow about the new program stuff. So basically a whole lot more of this, but kind of more of the conversations that me and Tyler have privately and me and Brad and stuff, where we talk about strategies, and like I just give him free offers and angles and stuff. So yeah, it's going to be a lot more of this, and then a lot more things that we have to kind of cut out of this just because of time and stuff. You'll have that opportunity to work with us and be mentored by us and stuff, and just whatever, just literally just there's so much opportunity out there with this stuff. One of the reasons that we're able to teach it is because there's too much for us to go after on our own.
Impossible.
And so that's how we're able to just share this and like literally just give you niches and give you exact offers and say, go build sites around this. There's money there. We've already made some. Go make a whole bunch more and stuff. And it's just.
Yep. We're so excited. We're so excited. Tomorrow's day 4, and we told you guys that on day 4 we'd be announcing the new program. We're going to talk about the power of your why, and we're going to unveil everything about SEOAD Elite. We're so excited. So guys, join us. I'm going to try to respond to all the comments from the previous days and today. So if you have questions, comments, if something resonated with you, if something left you kind of like, okay, I get the concept, how do you maybe apply it to this? Hey, boom. Like we just want to hear from you guys. This community has been so much and meant so much to us and to so many people on this journey. So we just couldn't be more thrilled that you guys are on this call today or catching it on the replay or whatever. And we just want to hear from you. So live in those comments, and we're going to be in those comments. And we can't wait to see you tomorrow. The power of your why and SEOAD Elite. It's going to be awesome. So we're going to sign off, but we'll see you guys in the comments, and we'll see you guys tomorrow at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time.